and I'm going to be joined by Catrin Jones of ITV Cymru Wales for some Q&A. So.
Wel, diolch yn fawr iawn, Roger. Diolch yn fawr am codi'r pwyntiau difyr yna fyna. Plenty of us to discuss now, and some 15-20 minutes to ask questions of Roger and his findings. Mae hon yn sesiwn ddwyieithog, felly croeso chi ofyn y cwestiynau yn Gymraeg neu'n Saesneg. This will be a bilingual session, so welcome to ask questions and of course answer in any language of your choice. Mae yna un law lan yn barod fan hyn, wastad allu cyfri ar Gareth, o fewn i, chi wedyn, Gareth.
Cyn yr etholiad.
Sorry. Mae mic yn dod fan hyn.
Yeah, so we're filming this, so if you can just wait for the mic. Yeah.
Cyn yr etholiad, o'n dweud bod corbyn yn toxic. Ond edrych ar eich charts chwi, fel arweinydd, doedd o'n gwneud yn rhy ddrwg. Ond un o'r ffenomenas mae pobl wedi bod yn sôn am corbyn, bod aelodaeth y Blaid Lafur wedi mynd i fyny yn fawr iawn, dybl mae'r rhaid dweud. Roedd hynny yn ddylanwad ar y canlyniad am bod, da chi'n dangos bod ar lawr gwlad, bod wedi bod yn effeithiol iawn yn cael ei bleidlais allan. Oes na i'w gysylltiad rhwng y ddau?
Diolch yn fawr iawn, Gareth. Mae'n cwestiwn diddorol. Dwi'n meddwl ar y cyfan, mae Corbyn yn poblogaidd iawn gyda llawer cefnogwyr llafur, mae'n eitha glir o tystiolaeth. Dwi dal yn meddwl dwi ddim yn really helpu y Plaid Lafur gyda'r swing voters ar y cyfan. Ond y fath fel ti'n agrymu, mae'n bosibiliad oedd yn helpu y Plaid Lafur oherwydd mae wedi tynnu llawer o bobl yn ôl i fewn lodaeth y Plaid Lafur ac oedd yn helpu y Plaid Lafur gyda'r ymgyrchoedd lleol. Y dweud dwi ddim yn sicr hyn y bryd. Oeddwn ni'n weld yn y tystiolaeth awr etholiad cyffredinol llynedd, cyn oedd Corbyn a arweinydd Blaid Lafur, oedd llafur llynedd yn yr etholiad cyffredinol yn barod yn cael yr ymgyrch lleol mwy actif nawr nhw blaid arall yng Nghymru. Ac dwi'n gwybod mae sawl bobl, sawl fy ffrindiau, yn gwneud ystyriaethau aelodaeth y Blaid Lafur yn arbennig yn edrych at aelodau newydd sydd wedi dod i fewn y blaid ers yr ymgyrch am arweinyddiaeth y Blaid Lafur llynedd. Dwi'n gwybod mae sawl bobl yn y Blaid Lafur wedi bod yn poeni ychydig llawer cefnogwyr Corbyn ydy y fath o bobl sy'n ymuno y blaid, clicio y botwm ar y sgrin, a falle talu sawl punt i ymuno y blaid, ond ddim yn dod mas i wneud y gwaith galed ar stepan drws. Ond dwi ddim meddwl, does gynnu ddim y tystiolaeth manylion a hwn eto. So dwi'n gwybod bod sawl bobl yn y studio hwn y bryd dros Brydain, ac bydd yn diddorol i weld faint, pa canran, faint o aelodau newydd sydd wedi dod i fewn y Blaid Lafur oherwydd Corbyn yn really cymryd rhan mawr yn yr ymgyrchoedd lleol. Mae'n bosibiliad mae wedi bod yn helpu yr ymgyrchoedd lleol llafur, ond dal ddim wedi weld y tystiolaeth a hwn eto.
Anyway, diolch yn fawr iawn. Oedd na lawr. Do you have your hand up?
Mike, yeah.
You can have the mic here then.
Sorry, we talked about some of this before, Roger, but the effect of candidates, especially candidates who are either well known or especially those who are party leaders. I mean, I say to everybody else what I've said to you, I believe both Kirsty Williams and Leanne Wood had a huge boost as constituency candidates because of being the leaders and taking part in all those debates. The other question I was going to raise is that you ask about who's going to stand up for Wales. You don't ask the question who's going to stand up for our area. Now, there are many people in West and North Wales, and certainly in Swansea. Standing up for Wales is one thing. Standing up for our area against what they see are the Cardiff-centric both media and political class might generate entirely different answers.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Two very good questions. If I can deal with the second one first. You're absolutely right. And so we have loads of data which I haven't been able to talk about today. Elsewhere in the surveys, one of the things we've asked about is this perception of sort of whose interest the Assembly is serving, and who gets too much attention. And there is a lot of perception. I guess this won't be news to you, but a lot of perception of Cardiff centricity. In that particular question format, I can't remember if we elsewhere asked about your particular area, but we certainly asked other sorts of questions getting at that. Your first question, there is a great deal of evidence generally across Britain of, first of all, significant incumbency effects for sitting members, well, provided they're any good, that is. Occasionally you get members who have an active sort of anti-incumbency effect for fairly obvious reasons. George Galloway, for instance, maybe in recent elections. But there's generally an incumbency effect, and if a well-respected local member stands down, a party can expect to see its vote share falling to some degree. Secondly, there is very good evidence across Britain of leader effects. So even though party leaders generally have less time to devote to sort of nurturing their constituency, the enormously high profile that they get more than compensates for that. There hasn't as yet been a detailed study done of either general incumbency effects or leader effects in particular constituencies in Wales, but that's maybe an interesting PhD or master's project for somebody. But I would be, from my impressionistic look at the data, I would be very surprised if we're seeing anything different to those general effects, which we do see coming through very strongly across Britain.
Ar bwynt yr arweinyddion, just some of the leaders there. O'ch chi'n sôn fyna, mae arweinyddion yn gwneud gwahaniaeth yn sylfaenol. Ond o edrych ar y graffiau sydd gyda chi fyna, ma' gyda chi Leanne Wood yn poblogaidd iawn, Kirsty Williams yn eitha poblogaidd hefyd. Wnaethon nhw fanteisio yn unigol yn hynny o beth. Ond os na dystiolaeth bod nhw wir yn cario'r pleidiau gyda nhw, achos mae Carwyn Jones yn gwmpa nôl wedyn, ond eto llafur yn neud yn dda.
Beth faswn ni'n dweud sef hwn, mae arweinyddion yn gwneud wahaniaeth mewn etholiad, ond athyn nhw ddim yn, os mae plaid yn cael problemau arall, ambell waith dwi ddim yn bosibl hyd yn oed am arweinydd poblogaidd effeithiol iawn i wneud wahaniaeth os mae popeth arall yn mynd yn anghywir. So felly, gyda Kirsty Williams o enghraifft, y data wedi bod yn ddangos dros sawl mlynedd, dweud i'n mwyn lai trwy'r cyfnod arweinyddiaeth hi, oedd hi'n eitha poblogaidd, eitha effeithiol, oedd pobl awr cyfan yn meddwl pethau da amdani hi, ond doedd e ddim digon yn y cyd-destun ble mae popeth arall yn dys mor ofnadwy i'r democraeth rhyddfrydol. Y beth olaf i dweud am Kirsty a plaid hi ydy, dylswn ni'n dweud i aelodau o'r democraeth rhyddfrydol, ac dwi'n ymddiheuro am bod mor creulon, ond yn dweud, wel, os ti wedi wneud modd wael gyda Kirsty fel arweinydd, wel, beth fydd y dyfodol yn edrych heb hi rwan. If you've done this well with an effective and popular party leader, just how bloody difficult is it going to be to rebuild the party without her? Ac, Plaid Cymru, dwi'n meddwl, dwi'n eitha sicr bydd yn dod mas o pan dwi'n neud a statistical modelling llawer mwy cymleth. Dwi'n eitha sicr bydd yn dod mas fel oedd Leanne Wood yn helpu y Plaid Cymru eleni. Ond, fath mae'n pwynt chydig mwy cyffredinol yma. Dwi'n meddwl cafodd Leanne Wood etholiad dda. Dwi'n meddwl cafodd Plaid Cymru ymgyrch eitha dda. Ond fel mae Linton Crosby yn dweud, mae ddw gen I Leighton, fel mae Linton Crosby yn dweud, you can't fatten a pig on market day. Ymgyrch effeithiol Plaid Cymru, arweinydd eitha dda, yn gallu helpu y blaid, and allai ddim yn sort of, just, cael gwawd i popeth sydd wedi digwydd dros y degawd a hanner diwetha. Ac dweud y gwir, mwy na ers 2000, Plaid Cymru wedi bod yn cael canlyniadau ymgyrchoedd eitha wael, ac yn trwy hwn o gwmpas, mae'n cymryd amser. It's not quite a generational project, but perhaps a decade-long project when you've spent almost a decade and a half drifting electorally. Mae'n cymryd llawer amser i newid pethau. Mae Plaid Cymru, dwi'n meddwl, wedi gwella y ffordd mae pobl yn ystyried nhw. Mae wedi gwella y faint o bobl sy'n pleidleisio iddyn nhw, ond rhaid iddyn nhw yn cario ymlaen. Ac hefyd yn gobeithio bydd y Plaid Lafur yn cael problemau, bydd yn helpu nhw hefyd.
Diolch. Rhagor gwestiynau o'r gynulleidfa? Codwch eich llaw os rhywbeth. Mae yna gwestiwn o fan hyn. Meic yn dod draw at ti nawr o'r ochr dde fan hyn.
Ni jyst yn meddwl fod ydych chi'n sôn am y hymgyrch ar gyfer fel pobl wedi gwneud dda. Os na, ydych chi'n gallu ymgyffed faint mae y hymgyrch wedi gwella safle y pleidiau o dydwch cychwyn y campaign period hyd at wan lle. A hefyd y cwestiwn arall sydd yn hlwm â hynny ydy, ydych chi'n sôn am Catrin fel problem i ceidwadwyr, a fod nhw heb di bod digon sydyn i newid. Oedd na gyd-destun penodol lle nath yna ddigwydd, oedd na unrhyw bethau penodol nath efallai ddigwydd yn ystod y hadeg nath wneud ni ddigwydd.
Diolch le. Mae'n anodd wrth gwrs i bod yn hollol definitif am cymaint o wahaniaeth ydy ymgyrchoedd yn wneud, oherwydd does gan ni ddim a parallel universe ble mae pleidiau yn rhedeg ymgyrchoedd llawwaith neu llawwaith. Ond gallwn ni jyst edrych at y poliau ac ynwediadau dyn ni wedi weld dros y sawl mis diwetha. 2 mis yn ôl, o'n i ddisgwyl Plaid Cymru i goffin trydydd yn yr etholiad. Oeddwn i disgwyl bydd y ceidwadwyr yn dod yn wael lle. Ac wrth yn y diwedd ddim wedi digwydd. Pan ni'n edrych at y tystiolaeth a beth oedd pobl yn meddwl am ymgyrchoedd, mae'n eitha amlwg oedd ymgyrch Plaid yn cael ateb eitha da wrth llawer bobl, ac doedd y ymgyrch ceidwadwyr ddim yn cael fantastic response on the doorstep. Dweud mae hwn yn chydig anheg, dwi'n meddwl, ymgyrchoedd lleol ceidwadwyr. Dwi'n meddwl y mwyfrif o'r problemau ceidwadwyr wedi dod o Llundain. Dwi ddim meddwl mae problemau wedi bod gyda'r ymgyrchoedd lleol. Fathla, gallwn ni edrych at, fathla yn Bro Morgannwg, fathla dylai Andrew R.T. Davies wedi sefyll fel ymgeisydd, ac pethau fel hyn, fathla mae'n bosibl i edrych at i wneud sydd arall yn gwneud, wel, fathla os ni wedi gwneud rhywbeth chydig gwahanol, wedi helpu, ond ar y cyfan, dwi'n meddwl oedd y ceidwadwyr yn weld y canlyniadau gorau yn ystod ble oedd nhw'n targeting. Y problemau oedd llawer mwy cyffredinol. Wedi cael llawer newyddion ddrwg yn dod â Llundain, gwahaniaethau o'r referendum Europe, cyllideb am hoblygaidd, ymddoethiadau yn Duncan Smith, Panama a Treth ac yn y blaen, ac wrth gwrs Tata, ac fel o'n i wedi o blaen, iechyd hefyd. Oedd y ceidwadwyr yn bwriadu i torri Blaid Lafur am gwasanaeth iechyd genedlaethol, ond y junior doctor strike wedi just wneud fe'n hollol amhosibl iddyn nhw it just wasn't possible for them to make that an effective attack, because just Carwyn Jones could just say every single time, well, there's no junior doctor strike in Wales. and just turn the whole thing straight back on the Conservatives. So felly, if I'd been a Conservative Party candidate in this election, and thankfully for the sake of the Conservative Party I wasn't, I think I would be pretty damned annoyed at the party in London. 4 months ago, I thought they had very good prospects for this election, and basically I think those prospects were to a large extent destroyed by the party at a UK level.
Any more questions? We've got a few short minutes. Oh, a lot of hands going up now. Right, we'll come this side, Kasia, and down i'r ddoi yn y cefn wedyn. Eigloi.
So gan I just ddiddordeb glwyd beth ydych chi feddwl am y deddf lobbyio? Just interested to know what you think about the Lobbying Act. Yn amlwg mae'n fwy llym rwan ac erioed sy'n golygu bod elusennau a sefydliadau eraill methu cyfrannu at y ddadl gymaint â phosib yn ystod y cyfnod ymgyrchu. A tybed ydych chi'n meddwl bod hynny wedi cael effaith negyddol o ran crebachu'r ddadl, a bod chi jyst yn cael y pleidiau yn siarad efo'i gilydd a lleisiau eraill ddim yn cael cyfle i gyfrannu?
Roger.
Yeah, I mean, diolch yn fawr. Dweud i mae'n cwestiwn llaw gweth na mae gen i ateb. Dwi'n meddwl mae rhywbeth bydd rhaid ni astudio gyfalus. Wrth gwrs mae'n anodd i dweud, wel, heb y ddeddf beth bydd pethau yn gweithio. A dwi'n meddwl rhaid i mi sort of dweud pas a hwn a hyn o bryd, ond yn bendant mae'n pwnc bwysig iawn, ac mae'n rhywbeth rhaid i ni ystyried ac trio ystyried pan dyn ni'n edrych at manylion y data. Hyn o bryd, dweud y gwir, does gen i ddim ateb dda yn anffodus, ond mae'n rhywbeth yn bendant rhaid i ni sy'n astudio etholiadau ac hefyd bobl sy'n cymryd rhan mewn etholiadau, rhaid i ni bod yn ystyried yn bendant. So mae ddrwg gen i, mae'n cwestiwn llaw gweth mae gen i ateb a hyn o bryd, ond gobeithio byddwn ni'n cael ateb gweth yn y dyfodol.
Pwynt i gyd ystyried y fe nhw yma falle. O'n i'n gweld bod doi law. Mae yna law lan y cefn fyna. Can we go to...
Ie, wedyn gethin a wedyn.
Ie, gymryd i'r ddoi y sylw yma. Can we get a mic over to the...
Gethin, ie.
Jenny Upper. I just want to ask you about the people who scored very high on some of your charts, which is the don't knows, and in particular those who translate into none of the aboves when it comes to the election, and the levels of confusion and lack of knowledge about who makes decisions on their behalf, and the levels of alienation and how significant is that?
Thanks, Jenny. Excellent question, as I would have expected. We have quite a lot of people who didn't know, and a lot of those people do translate into non-voters. I've already been able to discover that in the data. More generally, there is a lot of evidence, some of which I've already had a chance to look at. There is certainly in Wales, as there is pretty much right across the democratic world, plenty of democratic sort of alienation, dissatisfaction with established forms of representative democracy, established political parties. We're seeing generally, particularly across Western Europe, this hitting particularly the main established sort of centre-left parties, which is another factor which makes Labour's victory in this year's election all the more remarkable, because so many of their sort of compatriot parties elsewhere across Europe and across this democratic world are doing really badly. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought there for a second. But yeah, we're certainly seeing a lot of alienation. We also see a lot of confusion, certainly. And there's one or two bits of the data which I'll release later on the blog. Particularly, there's lots of confusion about lots of things. One thing which was slightly amusing, we ran people a quick knowledge test in the post-election survey, so straight after the election. we flashed on the screen the main strapline slogans of each of the parties' campaigns and asked people to guess which party's slogan this was. And let's just say the results are pretty amusing. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I mean, there is lots of confusion and lots of alienation, but the two things are not necessarily the same thing. And some of those who are most alienated are actually people who know quite a lot, and maybe that's partly why they're angry. And I think it's
Great, Jeff. And yeah, we'll close with Catrin, because we promised to come to you.
Thank you.
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
In the run-up to the Assembly elections, there was an announcement made that the EU referendum would be held in June, and there was a lot of concern expressed that that would confuse voters and that the two things shouldn't be run so close together. Mm-hmm. Do you think it has had any effect on the outcome of the Assembly election? Possibly looking at the results of your data there, with people maybe losing trust in David Cameron?
Yeah, thanks, Catrin, for the question. I think the EU referendum, again, also we can't run the parallel universe in which there wasn't an EU referendum, but I think from everything that we see in front of us, some of the data that we have, it certainly had an effect. It clearly, I think, made matters more challenging for some of the parties and for some of the news media, given that an awful lot of attention, certainly from the London-based news media, their main politics story for several months has been the EU referendum, and they've been paying probably even less attention than normal to devolved level politics. And given that, I was actually somewhat surprised, pleasantly surprised, that turnout went up. Frankly, I'd expected turnout might go down. I think pretty clearly the referendum did not do the Conservative Party any good in Wales. The very public divisions in the party played out night after night after night on the main news broadcasts, in the newspapers. One thing we know is that, with the exception of UKIP, who seem to be law to themselves politically in many respects, divided parties do not do well in general elections. My old undergraduate lecturer used to say it was almost better for a party to be united behind a policy of slaughtering the firstborn than to be publicly divided. It was exaggerating for effect, but I think the fact that the Conservative Party have been so publicly, so visibly divided, clearly has not helped them. And you can see not only in their headline vote intention figures declining across Britain and within Wales, you can also see in the personal ratings of David Cameron that those have declined in recent months, again, across Britain and within Wales. And I think it quite possibly created some problems for the Conservative Party with some of their, maybe a few of their own activists, some of their own supporters. And we need to, again, look at the detail of this more closely, but I wouldn't be surprised if we found that some Conservative supporters thought, well, sod it, I'm not coming out to vote for a party led by this man who's taking a view that I fundamentally disagree with on a really important issue. So I don't think it helped them. The effect down on UKIP, I think, is something we're also going to be spending some time looking at. And as I said before the election, I could see it playing two ways. Clearly, one of UKIP's major issues is very high profile. You thought that might get the whole party really fired up and enthusiastic. On the other hand, maybe a lot of UKIP supporters, maybe and a few other activists, will be very much focusing on what's happening in late June rather than what was happening in early May. And we haven't had the time yet to unpick that sort of detail, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was maybe a little bit of the story of why UKIP, for instance, underperformed their poll rating in Wales. It may be simply that we're overestimating UKIP the whole way along, but there might have been some sort of turnout effect that a lot of UKIP supporters, maybe some of their activists, were already focusing their attentions on the EU referendum, which, for understandable reasons, for many of them, that would be much more important than a Welsh Assembly election.
Diolch yn fawr iawn yn absolute to finish on with the EU referendum about a month away now. Diolch yn fawr i chi gyd am y ddod. Thank you very much for coming, a diolch yn arbennig i chi, Roger.